and Straw Dogs, Not Seen Me, things like that. And I'd seen some of his work. I knew he was really into his special effects. He was really good at that. And you know, he kind of pitched it. He said he wanted to kind of use proper actors, and you know, instead of just doing something gory and crazy, which he has done, but try and bring some drama to it and get some decent performances. So I met him in London. We had a chat. You know, for me, it's something a bit different. You know, I've done a lot of drama, and I've just kind of done a comedy that's just been commissioned by Channel 4, so that's out next year. But you know, for me, it was like a little bit of a challenge, you know, to kind of be a bit crazy. And I do like horror. I prefer more psychological, but that for me it's just a bit of fun, you know. It's like gory. He didn't tell me he was going to be that mad, so I don't know if I would have done it if I'm not only joking. But I did have the best time. Like 4 weeks, we had very little money. You know, we got a really good cast together, and we just went and had fun, and you know, great DOP, Ollie Downey, and yeah, I mean, yeah, Alex is a really lovely guy, and he's very talented, but he's really, you know, done a lot of horror before, and that's his thing. So he just wanted to try and get a group of, you know, decent actors together and do something a bit more dramatic.
Hey! So, to the rest of you guys, how did you get involved? What was your initial response to it? Maybe James, do you want to take this one?
Well, Paul Shrimpton, who co-wrote the thing, he's a filmmaker in North Yorkshire. He sowed the seed. He was the first to introduce me to the idea of doing it, and then he put me on to Alex, and then Joe got involved, but way before I did, and I got cold feet a few times, didn't I, Joe? And thanks to Joe, just keeping me on board and making me re-examine it all, because I was a bit wary. I've never done a horror before, and I couldn't make my mind up whether it was horror or comedy, but it was like just a combination of both, really. And then when we all got together, and then they let us loose, really, with a bit of a free rein, and I got to know Alex quite well. And it went from there. I just thoroughly enjoyed it, and you know, I want to do another one. I'm pass you on to Chris.
Yeah, well, I auditioned for Alex about 2 months before we started filming. It was a pretty linear process, apart from looking at the script. And yeah, I remember getting given the script. My friend who was being considered for one of the roles actually gave me the script, and I looked through it, and I met Alex, and we started talking, and we spoke loads about my character. I think I was very different to how originally the character was perceived, but you know, I didn't mind. I thought it'd be a laugh to go and be a wanker for 4 weeks. No, I'm joking. I saw that it was quite original, and it just had a lot of laughs in it, as well as I just thought, you know, I've never seen something as crazy as this. Never seen something as crazy as this, and I just thought it'd be, you know, what a great thing to do.
I'd like to bring Dr. Rob Speranza in at this point as a local filmmaker who got involved, you know, Sheffield-based. You line produced this film, Rob, is that right?
I did.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to tell us a little bit about how you got involved and your experience of the whole thing?
All right, thanks, Rob. Well, I've been in Sheffield now for 15 years, and I've never seen anything like this come across my desk. And it was actually sitting there on I run the South Yorkshire Filmmakers Network, and we sent out a bulletin and spread the word about jobs and things, and it was actually sitting there for a while. I was like, line producer, that sounds nuts. And then I called Alex, or Alex actually I think called me, and Margaret. We kind of exchanged things back and forth for a little bit, and then I read the script. When the script was sent over, and I was hooked because it was so well written. I didn't expect it to be that well written and that well concocted and that well structured, you know. And I was like, this is actually pretty good. This is a shot. This is pretty cool. Yeah, I want to do it. So when they called up and said, Rob, can you like recommend some people in the local area for jobs? Like, we need a line producer, we need some assistant directors. And I said, yeah, me. You want to do it? Yeah. And I'll get all these other people on board too. Brian right here for sound. And is anybody else in the crew, actually, in the crowd? I didn't see anybody. Hey, Tom, sorry, yeah, it's Tom. Tom was here, and you worked as that was your first job, right? As a runner and driver, and you kind of worked up. You were camera assisting by fourth week. That's the kind of reflection of the budget we had. He's pretty good. Make him the camera assistant. And sooner or later he's going to DOP. If we were shooting for 8 weeks, that's what you've been doing. But only 4 weeks shoot, and it was mental. We spent most of the money in the pub. The guys in Thirst said that they could retire after that month that we were there, basically, for the rest of the year. They can close the rest of the pub now because we basically made it for them. And, you know, I mean, it was a mental shoot. It was, I remember potato fights in the middle of the night because the director's mother was soaking potatoes in our flats kind of kitchen. And, well, that was supposed to be the food for the next day, so we were kind of fucked there. No, you didn't do that. No, yeah, you were peaceful. No, that was the camera team pelting me after we got back from the pub with potatoes. So that's where the budget went. But, you know, I mean, overall, as an experience, you know, going up to North Yorkshire and shooting this up there and kind of begging the locals to help us, and that was cool. And, you know, getting as many local people to get involved and get the people involved. It was a lot of fun to do that. We found at first a little bit of, I don't know about this, you're saying this about Yorkshire. But then everybody kind of got involved and said, actually, this is really funny, this is really cool. Once they saw the script, did the same thing I did until they were convinced. It was great. It was fun.